Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo, and you already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best. You heard? So we're gonna talk some strategy today. We're gonna talk about some strategy. Let me just get everything queued up right. Very important stuff we're gonna talk about today. Black Friday's right around the corner. Uh, Good things are happening. People are in festive moods. Their new credit card should have showed up in the mail by now so they can do some extra spending for the holiday season. They are estimating travel is going to hit an all-time high for Thanksgiving. All-time high. So I think it's appropriate we have a Monday sales meeting, Monday notary sales meeting and training today. We're also going to still do one on Wednesday, but this is necessary. So I was having a great conversation with Tech earlier, and we were talking about what happens. What do you do when a client shows up or you show up to the client and they spring an extra document on you? Let me make sure I'm recording because last time I didn't even record. What do you do when you go to do a notarization and then the client springs an extra document on you that came out of nowhere? They just pulled the document out there wazoo, and now they're expecting you to notarize an additional document at no extra charge. This happens a lot, more than you would think. Right? So I will tell you a strategy that I use to kick that to the side. Let me do the captions. So one of the things that I would tell a client is, let's just say you know we're doing the notarization, and the client now says, "Oh, I have an additional document. Can you notarize this too?" I would tell them, "I would love to. Unfortunately, I have to document every notarization in this journal, and then I will show them the journal. I would show them the notary journal, right? And I would let them know that there has to be a transaction done for every notarization. So because I'm here right now, we won't charge you full price. It'll just be an additional whatever, $45, $25, whatever you want to charge, right? But I would let them know that it has to be documented. It must be documented, and there must be a transaction attached to that notarization. Otherwise, if the company I work for, I never let them know that I'm the CEO of my own company. But if what I would tell them is, if my company decides to audit and they see that there was a notarization done and there was no payment, I could possibly get fired for that. You wouldn't want me to get fired over this one document, would you? Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. So how would you like to pay? You get that? Did you guys catch that? Hopefully that helps you in your next notarization if a client tries to spring an additional document on you. Not cool. Not cool when they do that. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing when they do that. So again, I'll give you the scenario. You go out to the client, you're doing a power of attorney. All of a sudden, they spring a medical power of attorney on you that needs to get notarized out of nowhere. Never told you this over the phone. Completely took you off guard, unexpectedly. What are you going to do? Are you just going to notarize it for free? Or what happens if you have an agency and you're paying the notary to run the assignment for you, and then now the notary calls you and say, hey, this wasn't part of the deal. I'm giving you some perspective from the agency side. I had notaries call me and say, hey, this wasn't part of the deal. They're giving me an additional document to do. What do you want me to do? This wasn't the deal that you and I discussed, respectively. Respectively. What do you want me to do? I've had many situations like that. So I would tell the client, matter of fact, I'll break it down on this end. I will tell the notary, put me on the phone with the client. Now, this is coming from an agency side. I'm gonna give you a strategy on how to do it from the agency side. I tell the notary, put me on the phone with the client. The scenario is the client tried to spring an additional document on the notary, thinking that they were just going to get it notarized for free. So now I get on the phone with the client. I say, hi, Jan. Uh, Sheila's telling me that you had an additional document that needed to get notarized. Yes, that's right. It's just one page. You know what I mean? They always downplay it. They always downplay it. Oh, it's only 253 pages. It's not much. It just needs 37 notarizations. You know, you could just do that, you know, since you're already here. Okay, I understand that, Jen. Uh, Unfortunately, we're going to have to charge you for that additional document. Now, since my notary is already there, you don't have to pay the full price. We'll just charge you $45 to do the additional document since my notary is already there. How would you like to pay? And you leave it at that and you shut the fuck up. Problem is, a lot of you notaries talk too damn much. You got to stand on your square. You give them a price, you stand on it. You tell them, how would you like to pay? Credit or debit? Would you like to use the same card you used previously? And now you charge accordingly, because what's going to happen is, and you always tell your notary, let me put on my agency hat. Let me just put on my agency hat here. Because this is interesting. I did a video, there's a reel that I put out uh, speaking about pricing. And I talked about pricing on how I charge clients and stuff like that. And I tell you, I got mad heat. I had all kind of cornballs jumping into my messages saying, I only paid $20 for my notarization. Good for you, nigga. You ain't my client. You wouldn't be getting me or my notaries out there for no damn $20. Then another person said, you'll never get any assignments charging those rates. Says who? I've been getting those prices. People are so quick to talk shit because they're definitely afraid of charging certain prices. Don't listen to those cornballs, man. They ain't got no sales experience, no persuasion, no influence. They don't know how to recruit. They don't know how to do none of that shit. I two-step in this arena. I fight lions in this arena. Two-headed lions with a dragon tail, with the scorpion tail at the end. This is what I do. So when a person tells me I can't do this or you'll never get prices on this, I'm like, I already did it. I don't share information on the internet that I have not done myself. I would be a phony if I did that. Me asking notaries to do something that I've never done or wouldn't do myself. That shit is corny. I wouldn't send nobody out to put in work if I'm not willing to put in the work myself. So the way I discovered how I wasn't charging enough for to my clients is when I started my notary agency. I was like, in order for me to pay this notary their asking price and still make a profit, I have to charge more than what the notary is asking for. So if the notary is asking for $200 for a loan closing, I can't charge $175 unless I'm going to be doing the assignment myself, which I don't touch loan closings. I dispatch all of my loan closing assignments, all of them. So if I have a rock star loan closer, I have to charge somewhere around 250, 300, 400, $400 for a loan closing, and then I can pay the notary comfortably their what their asking price is, and then I walk away with a profit and the client is happy. Does that make sense? A lot of times, because notaries do not know what to charge, is because they're only pricing their services for themselves. They're only pricing the services for themselves. Now, when you start employing other notaries, then you start realizing that, wow, my pricing is really low compared to this person. Okay, if I'm going to commission this notary to run this assignment for me, I'm going to have to charge more than what their asking price is. That's how I was able to discover that notaries were terrible at pricing themselves. That's where I discovered that notaries were a la carting their services, which is a horrible thing to do. Horrible. When you go over a laundry list with your client and you're telling them, if they throw the question of, why are you so high? Why is your price so high? And now you break out this full manuscript of why your pricing is so high. Well, for traveling, because gas prices went up, interest rates went up. You live 30, 15, 30 miles away from where I live. When you start doing all of that, you know what's happening? The client is actually looking for an exit. The client is now looking for an exit. Look at your assignments as projects. Like, this is a project I'm working on. So no matter if it takes 2 hours or it takes 15 minutes, this is a project. How much would you charge for that project? How much would you charge for that project? Because if you start pricing yourself on an hourly basis, you may be leaving a lot of money on the table. I'm just keeping it real. If you're charging it on an hourly basis, most likely you are leaving a lot of money on the table. Have you ever gathered up pricing in different states or in your own respective state to see what other notaries are charging? I had a lady that called me and she needed now she was a notary. She needed to do a notarization for her mother or grandmother. And when I told her my price, she was like, I've been a notary for 2 decades. I've never charged that price. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. He was like, so how do I work for your company? That was her next question. How do I work for your company? Because she knows that there's a profit margin now. Now she may think that she's unable to charge them those prices, which she's not. She can charge those prices as well. And matter of fact, although like I believe I am the, if I'm not mistaken, I am the highest priced notary in Illinois. Like no one in Illinois charges my pricing. How do I know that? Because I commissioned them to run assignments for me. I'm not in this game to be the cheapest. I'm not in this game to be the cheapest. So what do you say if the client brings an extra document? Put it on put it on your journal. Put it on your journal. Be like, hey, you see this journal right here? This shit right here, nigga. Uh, this says that I have to document every notarization with a transaction. Most journals even have a price thing on the side. You have to use the tools that you already have to your advantage. You have to. I used to write down uh, all of the pricing on my journal, right? And I would fill up my book like a lot with clients. And when I would hand the book over to the client for them to sign off on, sign their name under it, they would look at all the pricing on the side, be like, oh my God. This is like, all of these are notarizations. Like, yes, you got a deal. Even if it was like $5 or $10 less, they would look at it because people were thinking like, oh, am I the only one paying this price? No, you're not. Matter of fact, you're not paying nowhere near the type of pricing that we charge. Listen, I don't know what they do over there, but I know over here, I teach notaries and notary coaches how to really price themselves well. You won't complain with my type of pricing. You won't. You won't complain if you make a mistake on the document and your client asks you to come back and notarize the document again. Because you'll have enough profit baked in the deal that you'll gladly go service your client again for no additional charge, whether it was their mistake or your mistake. You know how I blow people out the water? I'm only able to do that because my pricing is high enough to where I can offer additional 5-star service to them. So I'll tell them something like, look, if for some reason that the company rejects the loan modification, whether it's on their part or our part, we will come back to your home, no additional charge, and notarize it for you. We're my notary agency positions itself to make up for the other company's fuck up. That's service. That's how you start to separate yourself from everyone else. Everybody's offering, fast service, rapid response. We changed the wording in my academy. We don't we don't call it the same thing as other people will say, like same day. Everybody's used same day notarization. We changed the wording a little bit. We'll call it rapid response. We'll call it expedited service. We add a touch of luxury onto it. You're not buying a watch, you're buying a timepiece. This ain't a Casio, this is a Rolex. Very important. You got to get your communication game down. You have to tighten up that communication because that is your gateway to higher profits. Less work and higher profits. Have fun with this, man. If you're getting a decent amount of calls, switch it up. See what works. See what doesn't work. It's important that you at least, if you don't hand out your pricing sheet to your clients, at least create a pricing sheet for yourself. It will keep you on point on pricing your clients accordingly. Because depending on the day, and it's happened to me too, depending on the day, if the client gets me on a good day at a good time, I might throw them a bone and do it for much less than I would normally do it for. But that's not good business. That's inconsistency there. So I realized that whatever my price sheet is, I don't go below that, right? So you have to at least have a bottom. You don't have to have a ceiling, but you at least have to have a bottom that you will not go lower than. You got to set up guardrails in your pricing and your business. Otherwise, clients will come run amok in your organization. They will take advantage of you. They will run game on you. They will get you to drop your price at a drop of a dime and feel no way about it. I told you how they do it sometimes. The client will exaggerate your price with a high pitched voice. $194. It works so well that I use it on notaries. When I'm commissioning them to run assignments for me in different states, it works like a charm. It's like it's that simple exaggeration of a price can save you money quicker than a Geico commercial. You know how they'll save you money is 15 minutes or less? That thing will save you money in 5 seconds or less. I'll call the notary and let's just say I commission a job for $250. And then the notary says, I'm going to charge you $250 for this notarization. I'd be like, $250? Why so much? Like the Joker, right? Why so much? And then I sit back and I watch them scramble. Have you guys ever done that before? Have you ever done that in your notary business? You start scrambling because you think that you're about to lose the deal? Well, let me tell you something. That is a tactic that people use. They're running game. It's called the exaggeration of the price. That's what it's called. So I sit back and watch them scramble, and next thing I know, they're dropping their price quicker than Demi Moore dropped their draws in striptease. Real facts. So you have to stand strong on that price and be like, yes, $250. And let the client scramble and figure out how they're going to get the money to pay you. So another thing, if you're doing notary work, if you're doing agency work, it is very important that you look for the best notaries possible and you get rid of the worst notaries on your roster. If they want to get training, they get paid less. Let me tell you what I do in my organization. If I call a notary to do, let's say, a power of attorney, because I love my power of attorneys. I know power of attorneys forward and backwards probably better than a damn lawyer. If a notary tells me that they never did a power of attorney before, and I asked them their price, and they say, I'll do it for you for $100, right? I'll tell the notary, I can't pay you $100. You have no experience with this document. I may have to walk you through the process. You understand? There's a give with that. If they're expressing to you that they've never done this type of document before, you can't pay them the same rate as someone that has experience. Now, if a person told me that, if a notary tells me, oh, I've done hundreds of power of attorneys. Oh, I love power of attorneys. The price that you ask, that's what you got to get. as long as I have some profit margin baked into it. But if you have no experience at all, and the likelihood of you making a mistake on that document is high, and I may have to coach you through the process and call, all right, put me on a phone call once you get there if you have any questions, or send me pictures. I've done that before. Told the notary to snap some pictures, send it to me, and I'll walk them through it. I'm not going to pay you full price. I'm not going to pay you your full asking price. No, no way. So Gary Vee says this well. He says, hire fast, fire faster. So what I'll do is I'll hire as quickly as possible for notarizations. And then I start weeding people out because I don't have time to be training people like that. I don't have time to coach people one-on-one. I charge $2,400 to coach people one-on-one. I'm not going to do it for you to run my assignment. That doesn't make any sense. You want the best of the notaries working for you. And trust me, there's no shortage of rock stars out there. If you're tuning into this, you're probably one of them. Right now, I have about 300 and almost 30 notaries in my agency database that I can call on, and some of them include attorneys. Probably only 20% of them are rock stars. The rest of them are either trash or they're still trying to get their feet wet and they're not very efficient at what they do. It's probably only 20% that are rock stars. So about 60 of them. See, my perspective in this notary industry is different because I have the agency side of it. So I not only look at the notary business as a practitioner, but I look at it as a broker as well. So it gives me a whole different lens to look out of. And not only that, with my marketing and sales background, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of missed opportunity for notaries out there. You guys have no idea how lucrative this business is. I'll leave one more strategy with you guys before I tap out. Another thing that you guys want to look into is partnering with your clients, partnering with your fellow notary, partnering damn near with anybody that is 5-star. And I'm going to tell you why. When I worked for Bally Total Fitness, me and my sales colleagues would always talk about, man, what if we got paid $1 for every membership that we sold? And most of us said, man, dude, we'd be set. Some of them would say we'd be rich because they were working at Bally Total Fitness for some odd years. So if they got $1 from every membership that they sold, it would be rich. But Bally Total Fitness wasn't set up that way. It was set up as a traditional sales unit where you hunt, you kill, you eat. You hunt, you kill, you eat. You hunt, you kill, you eat. Not the ideal way of doing business. It really isn't. Because let's just say they would give us a quota of $35,000 that we would have to generate for the health club. And there might be 6 to 7 sales program directors or sales associates in Bally Total Fitness. All of us would have $30,000 to $70,000 quotas. Once that month is over, guess what happens? They hit the reset button and you start at zero again. Not a good feeling. Not a good feeling. After a while, this is where you start to, burn out, because every month you start at zero again. A lot of notaries are doing the very same thing that I just mentioned. You sell the client once and that's it. You may not see them again for the rest of your lifetime. That is not the way to do it. That is not the notary cash flow way. The notary cash flow way would be to partner up with your clients. So instead of you going into the client's house and say, hey, thank you for calling us for your notarization. If you ever need us again, you just give them a business card and then you breeze. That's not what you want to do. That is not what you want to do. You want to ask them, all right, so what's the next step for you guys? What do you guys plan on doing after this? You're not being intrusive. You're just trying to find out, gather a little more intelligence so you can make your next offer. So you can offer another solution. You may have another product that you can offer them for their next problem. Oh, after this is done, I'm going to be getting a divorce from my so-and-so. Oh, really? Do you have a divorce attorney already? No, but I'm looking for one. You're in luck. I have a divorce attorney right here. Let me patch you in. Let me give you her number. Just tell her that Tiger sent you. Then you call a lawyer. This is all partnership. Then you call a lawyer and say, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. I referred one of my notary clients over to you. They should be calling you later on this week. When it's time for them to notarize their divorce decree, make sure you give me a call. Partnerships. Partnerships. You can't be leaving assignments with a one shot, one kill mentality. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. You're leaving a lot of situations, a lot of problems that you can actually solve for the client. Whenever I leave a client's house and they're doing a power of attorney, and I know that they have property, real estate property, I always drop a bug in their head, as bug in their mind, as far as have you guys considered doing a TODI or a will yet? TODI, what's that? Of course, I know they don't know what a TODI is. It's an acronym that only like notaries know. But it leaves an opening for me to explain what a TODI is and how I can provide the solution for them. So the delivery would go something like this. Thank you, Sharon, for calling U.S. Notary Agency. If you guys ever need us again, be sure to give us a call. By the way, I noticed that you guys got a power of attorney done and you own some property. Have you guys considered getting the TODI? TODI? What's that? It's a transfer of death instrument. It helps the family avoid probate if the properties ever get divvied up. Oh, well, just keep that in mind. And if for some reason you would like to get a TODI, we can produce the document for you at no additional charge, and we'll bring the document and then notarize it for you. That's service. Now I just secured another assignment that can net, $200, $300 right there. I introduced something to them that would help the family, and it also allows me and my company to come out and do the next notarization with them. So it's not a one shot, one kill. It's not a hunt, kill, and eat situation. It's a hunt, kill, eat, 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 eat. I hope that helps out you guys. If you guys would like to know some of the things that we offer, check out the description below. We have a fantastic, unbelievable workbook that has helped so many notaries in a very short period of time. I call it the greatest workbook ever made for the notary industry. Go in the description, check it out for yourself. We have a money back guarantee. Like it's just a winner. It's just a winner. I wish you guys the best. Peace, love, and happiness, and profit and cash flow. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for the notary sales training, our weekly sales training. In case you guys didn't know, every Wednesday we're doing a notary sales training, just like we're doing today. Today was just a bonus.